Good morning, students. I hope you had a good weekend, and I'm here to tell you how your chicks are doing. They are doing great. Here are the Americana chicks, and this is yesterday evening. I fed them a little late in the day. Usually I feed them in the morning and again about 3 o'clock. But yesterday I didn't feed them until late, and so they're kind of going crazy getting at the food. But they are growing well. Here's our Cornish Cross, and they were just getting too crowded in their cages, even though we divided them into two. So I have moved them out into the pasture. I have an aviary out there where the Cornish Cross will grow. And this 4-foot by 4-foot cage is inside the aviary. It keeps the chicks away from the edges so predators don't get them. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now I want them to learn to sleep in that cage so that at night they will go in there. So I'm not opening the cage yet. I want them to get used to being in that 4x4 cage inside the aviary, and they'll learn to sleep in there at night. They'll go out in the aviary during the day, and then at night they'll go back inside that cage to sleep where it's safe. Here's the ducks. They also have moved out into a different aviary where the ducks are. The ducks actually get to run around outside the aviary during the day. There's the adult ducks. And so right now I'm introducing the baby duck, the ducklings, in this cage where they have a little more room. And after they all get to know each other, then I'll let them hang out with the adults. Here's our turkeys, and they're still growing well. They're behind the other chicks because they were hatched later, but they're doing great. And I just think that those are beautiful birds. I love the way their feathers look. I wanted to show you the Cornish Cross at night in their new cage. They all huddle together to stay warm at night. And so they're kind of arguing over who gets to be in the middle. Well, remember I asked you if you could think why I keep them in cages. And it's because in our neighborhoods there's lots of predators. One of those predators is pet dogs and pet cats. They both like to eat chickens. And so I have to keep the chicks safe from the dogs and the cats in the neighborhood. Another animal that runs around our neighborhoods at night when we don't see them are skunks. And skunks like to eat chickens. And raccoons also run around our neighborhoods at night. And raccoons look very cute, but they are quite vicious. And they will eat chickens. They'll eat baby chickens and they'll eat adult chickens. This is a mink. Minks live near water, like the rivers in the Tri-Cities or the ponds. And minks will also kill and eat chickens. So the skunks and the raccoons and the minks hunt at night. But this predator, a hawk, hunts during the daytime. And hawks like to eat chickens as well. There's just a lot of animals that like to eat chickens. And this is a raven. Now, a raven won't eat adult chickens, but ravens will eat baby chickens and baby turkeys and baby ducks. So I have to keep our chicks safe from all those predators, and that's part of why they're in cages. All right, well, here's our growth chart when we left, and we'll get started with our Americanas. They grew from 154 to 164. That was good. Then they grew to 173 grams. And remember how I fed them a little bit late? So they only grew 4 more grams when I weighed them because they hadn't had a chance for that second meal. The Cornish Cross grew from 464 to 510, and then 558. And then when I moved them out to their new cage, they were kind of in shock, and they didn't eat so well that last day, but they still grew to 572 grams. So they're really getting big. The ducks grew from 381 to 412, then to 442, and then to 477 grams. So the ducks are also growing very well. You saw how tall they were. The turkeys grew from 133 to 145, then 158, and by yesterday they were at 176 grams. So all the chicks are still growing well, and I'm quite happy with them. This is what our chart looks like now. And the Cornish Cross and the Americanas have slowed down a little, but we'll have to check in again in a couple of days and see how they're doing. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.